joined the Whisper community because I try to find a cure for my depression. I had a tragedy that happened in the past that really changed me. It's funny when you're a child when you say to yourself, I want to be this and I want to be that. A movie actor, a firefighter, a construction worker, whatever, a bus driver, all those things. But as we grow, we forget those things, and we know that as we mature or become more naive, as we hit puberty and get into high school, we know we focus more on what we're going to become, and our mind is developing over and over again, denying who we are, or trying not to admit to the things that we see around us. Society, our parents, whatever that shapes us the way we are. Yeah. Well, in my state, I never thought I'd get into drugs. Yeah, it's been about, oh my god, it's been about almost 7-8 years now, I think. It happened in 2001, or at the end of my freshman year. About around that time. I still remember it. How I got involved when I met a specific person in high school. I always saw myself at that point to be a straight A student and good at academics, and well, in my household it was hard to say that because there was always arguing between my brothers and my parents, my mother and my father. There was all 24/7 it seemed, and I tried to avoid that as much as I can. But I think a little of that kind of excelled my needs to explore and take away from what I saw was right. Also, I didn't admit to myself that I was homosexual at the time as well, because I was actually trying to deny that. So I know that had a big part to it psychologically, in stating in my mind that it's a phase that I'll get through. But I mean, up to now, I already know that I know better than that. Because you are who you are, obviously. And you've already heard that story already, so going back to what I was saying about drugs. Yeah. Actually, it was drugs and alcohol abuse at the age of 14. Yeah. I was a really bad child right there. Naive, ignorant, rebellious, all those things that probably some of you people were when you were in high school, or probably are right now, and are going through a phase that you can't comprehend, or you feel that those, I know I was there, but I'm one of the very few that actually got out of such a situation. I ended up, of course, smoking weed and the common stuff. I did methamphetamines. I did obviously, acid. Anything I could get my hands on that could make me feel different. I never thought I'd actually got to that point, and it took about 2 years out of my life. I remember the crew that I used to hang around with. A group of weird rocker crew, whatever you want to say. We wore chains and everything. I had my hair was pretty long back then. I was skinny as hell because, well, I wasn't eating right. And I was actually doing more drugs than I was eating. It was pretty sad. Getting out of nutrition and just looking like shit, pretty much. I couldn't believe I would get to that point. But with my crew, we thought it was right, and we did all we could to stay that way. So, it lasted up until around the end of 2002, where some type of drug deal down in LA, and before you knew it, something had happened and we were shot at. And I thought for a second, I thought I was shot at. Like literally hit. I fell over on the ground, frightened. And this is also after taking a couple of hits of weed and meth. I don't know what else was inside of me, but so harsh. I vaguely remember it, but I know it was very scary. I knew after that point my paranoia just struck out and it told me that I had to get out of this situation. 2 long years. So scary. But if it hadn't been for my paranoia, it would have been something different. There's so many people out there who can't get out of that state of drug use. It's just like tearing off an arm and leg. I know, I went through that. And in 2004, after I graduated, barely, I went through rehab, and that was just insane. What a trip that was. But the one thing I learned from this all is that I have an experience that I can share with others, that can help. I had a few of my friends from that group that I tried to help, but they didn't want to change. And what scared me even more, because as I was helping, I felt myself going back into that road again and doing drugs. And this was about 2005, but that's when it finally closed down, and I said no more, because the person I tried to help out of the group that listened really wanted to change. The sad thing about it was he ended up getting killed somewhere in Oakland doing an exchange with somebody, and then from what I heard is that they got into it and then one shot the other one. And that was the last I heard from him. It was so sad. It's even more sad when you know that people die, everyone is known. It's just to say that we're nothing more than another name in the wind. I don't want to be that. That's what I saw. I want to be more. Somehow, I just want to go on and live my life to the fullest as I can. I can do so if I try, but I have to try. Because if I haven't tried, that's like saying I never lived my life at all. I'd say my motivation right now is music and other forms of art and friendship and anything I can get my hands on, because that's positive in my life. I mean, I already told you in my last video that my parents kind of broke apart now after 40 years, but you know what? I'm not going to say I'm going to cry over that. It's just a phase that it happens unexpectedly in this case, but you know what? It doesn't matter, because it can happen to anybody. Right now, anything can happen in the world. And a problem is only as big as you make it. We all have a destiny. We just need to find out what it is and how to get there. Last year was a bad year for me. So many obstacles, so many financial problems too that I overcame, but you know what? Problems go on, and you gotta find another way to get around it. Not a simple route like suicide or going crazy. But just know that there's something out there, and that there isn't the word no in front of you. There's always another way. There's never a no. In certain... I share this with you guys because I know, I feel the need to say that, and if any of you ever experienced something like this before, drug abuse, drug use, and had gone out of it, or you're still going right now, you can go ahead and talk to me, because I was there, and 2 years is long enough. Those were 2 long years, and that's more than enough. And of course I went through so many withdrawals. It was just, oh my god, it was just so bad, so bad. names of those times I was getting shot at and just probably barely missing me. Very scary. I have them time to time. But ever since I found the Whisper community, it's actually changed my way of life too, and I felt more calm, more at peace, more comfortable with myself and with others. It's just been so great, and I want to tell you guys that you guys done so much for me. And if I'm changing your lives, and you say thank you to me, because I receive so many messages almost every day, I want to say thank you to you, because without you guys, I don't know where I would be right now. I probably would have gone insane by now and let the nightmares take the best of me. But now I know it's more to that. I want to do my best to come back and say some more. But don't forget about me. For the best of everything, and yourself.